Namaste, yogis and lovers of wellness, and welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, and today we're going to talk about my winter skincare routine. But before we get into that, if you are new to my channel, I want to be the first to welcome you here. My name is Vanessa Blair Ferris, and it is my mission and my passion and my goal in life to share wellness and yoga with anybody that needs it, but especially those that are trauma survivors. I am a certified registered yoga instructor, and it has been my goal, and I have been studying and researching trauma sensitivity in the yoga classroom. And because we are talking about a skincare routine today, I do just want to always throw it out there that I am not a dermatologist. My specialty lies in yoga, and I use the term specialty very loosely. But yes, I am not a dermatologist. These are just some products that I have found to work for me, and I love sharing about skincare because it is something that really does make me feel better, make me feel well. And I do have rosacea, which if you've watched my skincare journey videos, you'll know that. And when you have rosacea, it can be really hard to find products that work for you. Just know that if you also have rosacea or hypersensitive skin, just because these products work for me does not mean that they're gonna work for you. Everybody with rosacea is different and is sensitive to different things. So I am no way suggesting that you should stop what your dermatologist has prescribed or told you to do for your special type of skin. These are just my thoughts and opinions, and this is just a place, my channel's just a place for people to come and escape from the day, from the stress of life, from whatever you're going through, and just let go and enjoy a couple minutes of your time watching me be an idiot on a camera. So if you support my mission to spread yoga and wellness and happiness to anybody, especially trauma survivors, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really does help me out a lot trying to grow my following and trying to share this passion with others. I'll also link my email below where you can send me any emails for suggestions on videos, questions, concerns, and you can share your story with me too, which I would love to hear. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually recording two separate videos at the same time, so it's gonna get confusing. It might be weird. I'll probably do 150 takes before I get the right one. But these are videos that coincide. There's a lot of products involved, and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't forget anything. So it's all out in front of me. And I'm filming for YouTube and I'm filming for Instagram. So February 1st is Skincare Saturday on Instagram, and I'm going to be doing a nice at-home facial because it's Valentine's Day soon, and we're in the month of February, and whether you're getting ready for a date or whether you're spending Valentine's Day giving yourself some self-care and some self-love, I think a nice little at-home facial is a great way to kick that off. So we're gonna talk about that. And then the following, not the Monday a couple days later, but the next Monday on YouTube, I'm going to put up my winter skincare routine. So I will link my opposite channel below. Now you may be wondering why my face is so shiny, and that will be for my video on Instagram, so go ahead and check that out. The first step in my winter skincare routine is a cleanse, and you may have seen this before depending on if you've seen some of my other videos. For winter, I noticed this year that my skin has been different, and if you haven't seen my skincare journey, I encourage you to go watch that video because there is so much information that I have provided about what's been going on with my skin. But I was on Accutane last winter. Last November, I started Accutane, and I finished it this past spring and summer. So this is my first year off of Accutane, experiencing dry skin. I knew on Accutane I'd have it, but I didn't think that coming off of it, I would experience winter skin. I've never had winter skin. I have always been oily, 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 and I thought that my skin would just be normal, and it's really not anymore. In the winter, it is super dry. So I have been using lately the La Roche Hydrating Gentle Cleanser. Make sure that you can see that in the screen. I switch cleansers depending on what time of year it is now. I've never had to do that before. So this has been my go-to. My hands are clean. I did just wash them. So I'm going to just take a pump of this cleanser like so. And this is a cream cleanser. It does not foam up. It does not suds or anything like that. It feels very hydrating to the skin when you put it on. And then on damp skin, which I will use a product that you all have seen me talk about if you've watched any of my other videos, but since I'm not by a sink, and we need some damp skin, I'm just going to go ahead and take that cleanser, work it through my hands a little bit, and just with light pressure, cleansing my skin for maybe 45 seconds at the most. There is a rule of thumb in a lot of skincare videos that say that you should cleanse your skin for 60 seconds. For me, that is too much. My skin doesn't like to be rubbed that long on my face for the most part, especially if you're just going in with a cleanser and not with an oil product. But I just try to make sure to get into all the little nooks and crannies around my nose and my chin. Upward strokes with the neck. If I'm showering at night, I get the décolletage area. Gently around the eyes. Clean your eyebrows too. That's something that we don't always think about, but we should. And then once that 30 to 45 seconds is up, I go ahead and rinse my skin. So once my skin is clean, the next thing in my winter skincare routine has been using my rose quartz roller. A lot of people like to apply serums and things with this, but I find that when I'm at the sink or the shower and I cleanse my skin, I just like to run this under cold water. I feel like keeping it in the fridge is a little too cold for my kind of skin that gets sensitive to drastic changes in temperature. I run it under cold water to get it cold enough, and then with still kind of damp skin, I will just use this on my face the way the packaging suggests, and I feel like it's just super soothing when your skin feels that wintry, dry, kind of cracky, burny feeling. I feel like this is just a really great way to soothe the skin. So I went ahead and did that in the mirror at the sink, and we're gonna move on to our next product. So even though our skin might feel a little bit inflamed and a little bit irritated in the winter months, especially if we have rosacea, I think an important part of any skincare routine is exfoliation. Now, a lot of sites that when you research rosacea will suggest that you should not exfoliate rosacea skin. And I don't really agree with that, and a lot of estheticians and dermatologists that I've talked to also don't agree with that. It is a crucial part of your routine. You just want to do it the right way if you have rosacea. Manual exfoliation is not ideal for our kind of skin because our skin does not like to be rubbed. It doesn't like to be tugged. It doesn't like anything abrasive. Now, chemical exfoliants can be a little bit harsh, but I have been using, this was recommended to me by an esthetician, the Aveda Botanical Kinetics Liquid Exfoliant. Now, this does have ingredients in it that can be very sensitizing. I'm going to be completely transparent and tell you guys that this, the first ingredient is water. The second ingredient is denatured alcohol, which is not the greatest, and I'm really kind of disappointed in Aveda for that. It has salicylic acid and then things that I don't know what they are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 ingredients in here, the last of which is fragrance, and then it lists the things that are in their fragrance, which is like geranium oil and other things that can also kind of be sensitizing to the skin. This does work for me. The way I have to use this is by taking my cotton square. I do take a little bit of this. Whoop, whoop. That was a little excessive, but don't worry. The way we're gonna use this, it doesn't matter how much I get on my skin, because once I apply this, and I apply this in we're not rubbing, we're not working the dead skin off that way, swipe one direction, and then I'm going to rinse it off at the sink. So once I work that through, avoiding the eye area. I rinsed it off very, very thoroughly, getting onto the neck and everything. You could go in with the micellar water. I like to use this after, if I'm wearing makeup, say I do an oil cleanse and then I use my hydrating cleanser. I'll use this to make sure that I get every single trace of makeup off of my face. You could use it here as well to really ensure that you've gotten that liquid exfoliant off if you don't want that sitting on your skin. The thing with this is that I also have to rinse this off of my face, because if I leave it sit like the liquid exfoliant, it does also cause irritation. But it is nice to have, and it is pretty gentle. I just can't have it stay on my skin. Look guys, Kiki's back. She just woke up from a nap. She got a haircut. She went to the groomer, yes. Look at those paws. Look at those perfect paws. Oh, I love you. Okay, so once we are done with our exfoliating, I did go ahead and finish up the other part of this video for my Instagram, IGTV. I did a facial. So if you're wondering how I got my skin to glow this much, there is a special mask that I used. So if you want to see that product, make sure to check the link below for that video on Instagram for that at-home facial. So I used the special mask, and after using a mask, the rest of my winter skincare routine is in front of me. So one of my favorite things to use in my winter skincare after I cleanse, after I exfoliate, I always try to go in with something really soothing, like a serum or an ampoule. And I have been really loving the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella ampoule. This is her. You all have probably heard me say by now that the La Roche Thermal Spring Water, this is my second bottle. It is almost empty. My third bottle is on the way. This was $18.30 the last time I ordered it on Amazon. It changes depending on what coupons I have. So we can just spray this onto the skin for a little bit of dampness. And then just take that dropper of that ampoule into the hands, the clean hands, rubbing that in and just patting it into the skin. This is actually my second hit of this because I had to delete some footage because my phone was running out of storage yet again, so I had to finish my Instagram video before and delete all of the little clips before going back in. So that is probably the last thing that I'm going to apply to my skin as far as serums and treatments go. Another thing that I have in my kit that is crucial to especially winter skin is a lip scrub or some form of exfoliation of your lips. Some people don't like scrubs, they think they're too harsh. This is the Sephora Rose Lip Scrub. I feel that it is pretty gentle. It retails for $6, and I just love that it is a balm that you can apply directly to your lips and not worry about getting something out of a jar and like rubbing it on and getting it on your face. So I do like that. A couple things that I'm not gonna put on because I know how much my skin can handle, and when I'm doing something like a facial, I try not to do too much at once because that can make rosacea prone skin kind of angry. The Ordinary. Let me see if I can get that focused in the camera. This is the azelaic acid 10% suspension solution. This is amazing. It's recommended for people with rosacea. James Welsh actually recommended this to me, and he said that it's been working for him. I really like it. I was afraid to use it at first. I was afraid it was gonna be too harsh, but it feels really nice on the skin. It almost feels cooling, and not like the tingly cooling that people with rosacea are afraid of, but it just feels almost cold and soothing, and it gets rid of that cracky, dry, inflamed redness that we all feel in the winter. So I have been loving this. I use this, I started once a week using it, and I gradually added a little bit more and more. Right now I'm using it about 3 to 4 times a week. And this retailed for $7.90 at my local Ulta, I believe. And another thing that I use before I spray this, directly after cleansing, in place of exfoliation, This is something that I use. It's very probably controversial. I am not necessarily suggesting that you should use this. This is something that is very personal to me that has worked. Every time I stop using it, my skin gets worse, and every time I add it back in, my skin gets better. There's something that my skin really loves about this, and some people are gonna scream, some people are gonna cringe, but it is organic apple cider vinegar. I get this at Aldi. And you want organic, you want unfiltered, you want it to have those enzymes in it. And people say that it is great for people with rosacea. I've read many articles that suggest using this. Most times they say to ingest it, but I just started applying it topically and it is amazing. I'm not gonna use it today, but I'm gonna show you how I use it. I apply it to a cotton square, not even saturating the entire square. Let me see if you can see that. Like the outer corners of this are dry. And then what I do is getting cool, not cold, not hot water from the sink. I run this under the sink until it is soaked and it washes away a lot of this. And I'm gonna go do that and show you what I mean. So now, this is what the cotton square looks like after soaking. It is dripping, like you can see how wet my hands are. I have to wring it out and it washes away. Like it doesn't look like that amber vinegar color anymore. Most of it washes away. It is now diluted and safe for topical application. But if you smell it, it still stinks like vinegar. And I apply this the same way I would apply my exfoliant, swiping, never rubbing, never harsh, one direction, swiping on the neck, on the décolletage area. And that is how I use that. And I feel like it's just a game changer. Anytime my skin looks like it is in the midst of a flare-up, using that changes it overnight. And I'm not saying that you should use it. I'm just saying that that is something that I do use, and I feel like it does contribute a lot to my skin. And of course, after we do any treatments, after we apply ampoules and serums, I go in with my, make sure to show it to you first, the Tatcha Silk not the Silk Canvas, that's the primer I use. This is the water cream, and I love this. I also love the Dewy Moisturizer as well. It is a lot heavier, and I probably couldn't use it every single day, but I do love how it feels. And I'm getting a little more than I normally get. I'm being a little extra today. I also want you to be able to see this on the camera. It does say to go in with a pearl size amount. I feel like pearls aren't really a good definition of how, like the size of the amount of product you should use. And then I just like dot this on. I feel like if you try to rub it in, it absorbs into some areas and you don't get an even distribution of product. And whatever's left on my hands, I put on my neck, bring that onto the neck and chest area. And then I start to just work that into my skin. Okay. And then the last thing in my winter skincare routine is the Tatcha Silk Peony Eye Cream. This retails for, get it up close in there we go. The Tatcha Silk Peony Eye Cream. This retails for $60. It is expensive. I've had this since my birthday, which was December 27th, and it barely even looks, I don't know why I even try with this ring light. There we go. It barely even looks like I've used any of it. I take my old spatula from one of my many water creams and I just graze this over the top of this. And like, this is a decent amount, but it's a tiny, tiny amount. And that is all I need for under and my eyelids. And I know a lot of people say that eye cream is not necessary, and I completely agree. But I was using my water cream on my eyes, and they were still dry. They were still, when I wore makeup and I put primer on my eyes, or when I put anything on my eyeshadow, it was patchy, and there were these patches of dry skin, and they were red and they were itchy. And I started using this, and it stopped, and my eyes just, makeup applies better, they're smooth, they don't hurt anymore. And I just get that all over my under eye. And I do feel like the puffiness under my eyes has gone down. And a lot of that could be how I do my skincare now, the cooling products that I use. If I were going to bed, one thing I use every night as I fall asleep is an eye pillow. This I keep in my freezer, and I get it out right before bed. One of my students, Julie, makes these, and they're so amazing. You just pop it out of the freezer. I let it sit on my nightstand for a few minutes to warm up ever so slightly, because again, rosacea prone skin can hate drastic changes in temperature. And then I just rest this on my eyes as I fall asleep, and I feel like when I wake up, my under eyes look amazing. And Julie's just so amazing. She makes those by hand at home, and she only sells them for $5, and she gives all of the proceeds as of now to breast cancer research. And I just think that that is amazing. So if you're in the Fort Wayne area, you can contact me and I can let you know how to get one of those yourself. Or if you're from anywhere else, I'm sure I could work something out to get you one if you want to support that cause. It's a great cause, and she's just amazing. I have 2 of them. I got one for my mom. They're so good, and I feel like my eyes look amazing when I use it. And it's just such a soothing, relaxing thing. Like, that is a huge part of my self-care. Like, I need my eye pillow to fall asleep. So that is my winter skincare routine, and I really feel like my skin is changing for the better. I am loving this glow. I have one spot right now that I woke up with this morning, but I mean, it used to be, not even kidding, spot, 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 all under my eyes, on my cheeks, always inflamed and red on my nose. And now it's just one little spot that'll probably be gone tomorrow. And I'm really pleased with how these products have been working. I am not leaving my house until the sun goes down, and my blinds have been shut all day. But if you are going outside, make sure you're wearing an SPF. If your windows are open, if the sun shines in. My house faces my house faces north and south. The sun rises behind us and sets, and then our windows are all north and south. So there's not a ton of sunlight that comes in, but if your windows are open, if you're by a big window during the day at your office or whatever, make sure you're using sunscreen. I have switched from the La Roche to Blue Lizard. I know I said one time that this caused sensitivity. I don't think it did. I think my skin was just trying to adjust to its new life. So I have been using the Blue Lizard as of late, and I think that my skin looks better today than it has in a very long time. I'm loving how my skin looks, and I hope that this helps some of you think of some products that might be good for your skin. Check out my Instagram video to see my at-home facial routine. I use some of these products while I do my facial, but there are some crucial things in that video for the most amazing at-home facial. A little trick for my under eyes that I have been loving, and a great mask as well, and a good lip mask. So check that out. I'll link it below, and I hope you all live happy, live free, live well. Namaste. So now that I've reached the end of the video and I can show you all the products that I'm using without any spoilers, I just want to show you guys my workstation and exactly how hard I work to make this work with what I have. Know that this is just a labor of love and I really enjoy doing this. But there is nothing fancy going on here. Let me just turn her around. This is my vanity where I do my makeup. I sit my ring light in here, no stand. A lot of times it falls forward. I use a box of primer and some palettes to prop it up so it doesn't slide. But a lot of times it slides and hits my selfie stick, which is my tripod for my phone, which is my camera. That's why the quality of these videos is not that great. I stick my stuff that I'm using in here to try to work with. And I have this little space here. And then I took 2 end tables that were from when we first moved in that we've now got different ones. And I put more stuff there because I can't fit it all. So that's why I'm always dropping things. That's why this is always just a train wreck. This is what I'm working with. So yeah, just know that I work really hard to try to get these videos to look their best. I really want them to be the best quality that I can make them, but until I can monetize my channel and get more subscribers and be able to purchase equipment, I'm sorry that sometimes these videos are not that great quality, but this is the best that I can do. And I hope you guys have a great day. Live happy, live free, live well. Namaste.